And we're live. What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? Welcome to the stream. Uh Pre-game Hawks versus Bucks. We're at it again. Back to back. We started at 8 o'clock, which I thought the NBA did us a little justice with that. Having us come off of back to back in Detroit, and now we are playing again today. It's going to be a tough matchup today, in my opinion. Today in the show, we're just going to kind of go over some key pointers to the game. What we kind of need to do, what we kind of need to see from some guys, and hopefully we will come out with a win tonight, advance to 5-1. The Bucks are undefeated, so we're looking to give them their first loss tonight. And they also had a back-to-back. They're coming off a back-to-back from playing the Knicks. They won last night. Listen, both teams coming off the back-to-back is who's going to be able to weather the storm, who has the most depth, who has the better depth, who has a lot of just who has the best weapons, in my opinion. I think when you look at a team with Trey and Murray, with two guys and Collins and Hunter, who didn't quite do a lot last night, that can potentially come back and really do a lot tonight. I think you're looking at some really good odds for us tonight. So Matt, what do you think? Do you think we win tonight, and what do you think are the key pointers to us winning tonight?
I think we get it done tonight. I think it's really going to come down to defensively if we can hold their shooters down. Obviously, Giannis is going to get his, but if we can, hold their shooters down, play good defense, and continue our momentum from yesterday, like second half, we played great. If we play like that today, we definitely have a shot, for sure.
For sure. I mean, I think I agree. I do think we get it done tonight. I think like I said, this road trip is a little tough. You got Detroit twice. You got now you get Milwaukee. And then Toronto and New York. But tonight, I think we gotta control the boards. And by the way, welcome to the stream, Joe Gomez Error. That's a name I always have fun with. Welcome to the stream, buddy. But yeah, so we gotta control the boards. It's gonna be important for us to do that because we can control the boards. I think we're a really good team in getting out in transition. I think we can score, and also I think that when you look at just our backcourt versus their team, because listen, I think Giannis is obviously Giannis the best player they have, but without Chris Middleton, they're gonna really need their role players to step up. Usually they do, like the Bobby Portis, the Javon Carter, Serge Ibaka, Brook Lopez. But listen, I think once if we control the boards, and I think if Trey and Murray are clicking on both cylinders, with just the bench production that we were able to get last night, hopefully we'll see a little bit more AJ Griffin tonight. Hopefully Justin Holiday won't get 26 minutes tonight. But listen, we've got to contain. They have a lot of shooting with Pat Connaughton, Grayson Allen, Javon Carter, Marjon Beauchamp. I think like their team is just something. Something that if you looked at on paper, you'd say, all right, well, I think we can beat that team. But they're a tough team. They have a lot of, like I said, they have a lot of shooting. I don't know if Joe Ingles is going to play tonight. I doubt it. Let's see. No, Joe Ingles is out. Pat Connaughton is out, and Chris Middleton's out. So we should be good there. But it's still going to be a task because Grayson Allen can shoot the basketball. I like Grayson Allen. And then Wesley Matthews, he's a guy that can hurt you, and then Jordan Noiro. So just a lot of guys that if we play solid defense, we should win the game tonight. You're not going to stop Giannis, but listen, I think that you know, I think that we're ultimately, I think we're the better team. They have more experience, but I do think we're the better team with Trey and Murray in the backcourt with Collins and Dre and just the guys that we have. So We play tonight. Do you think it's a high scoring, low scoring game, or do you think both defenses are going to struggle? Both defenses are going to look good.
I mean, I think that's probably going to be a high scoring game. Just two really good offenses for sure. But hopefully, our defense plays well enough. I think we have a better shot in a low scoring game just because our offense right now hasn't looked great through 5 games. Obviously, last night it looked a lot better, but I'm hoping it's not too high scoring. But I think it's going to be a little more high scoring than a normal game for sure. Just two really good offenses.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think I think we can win. Scoring, if we can put up, if we can, if we can put up, I think we can win 113 to 105, 10 something like that. I think we can. I think we can win around that. But listen, you know that Giannis is going to come in. He's going to have like 30 and 11 and some other crazy numbers. His defense is something. So you got to deal with that. But you already know what Milwaukee's going to play. They're going to play drop coverage defense. You got to run the pick and roll against that and make Brook Lopez really think about we'll make Coach Bud really think about if he wants to stay in drop coverage with 2 point guards who can initiate the offense at a very, very high level. And then also like the drop coverage, the thing about that is we gotta have shooters in those corners, right? So I think AJ Griffin is a necessity. You got to play him tonight. You cannot play Justin Holiday and let Justin Holiday get off as many attempts as he's been getting off, because I think half of those attempts, I think AJ makes those. I think AJ makes a lot of those shots. So if you get AJ Griffin in, and you got Aaron, and you got Jalen Johnson, who I thought looked really good last night, and then Onyeka looked really good, really solid. I thought Clint could do better, but I think I'm hoping that Clint can really just take advantage of Brook Lopez tonight. But they're gonna start with a big lineup. My projection of their lineups are going to be Drew, Javon, Giannis, Bobby, and Brook. That's a big lineup. 6'11", 6'11", Bobby, 7-foot Brook. You got 6'11" Giannis, and you got two really good defensive pests in the backcourt with Drew and Javon. So and then also Javon Carter. I think I was not expecting him to be as good of a
I think you're muted. I can't hear you. Sorry, we'll see if we can get him back in here. There we go.
Yep, you got me.
Now I can hear you. Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
Gosh, it
Not
does
sure.
that. It does that sometimes.
Yeah.
It does that sometimes. But yeah, I was saying Bobby Portis needs 1 minute, not against the Hawks, not against the Hawks. I don't want to see Bobby Portis a lot. He's a guy that can hurt you. But like, so Matt, so what do you think are going to be some key matchups tonight? And how do you think like who's going to guard who in your opinion? I think that's all a question that a lot of people ask. But who do you think is going to guard who? And how do you think those matches are going to go tonight?
I mean, obviously, DeJounte is probably going to guard Drew, and that'll be a big matchup. Two similar guards, the way they play defense, and Trey's probably going to guard. What's the other guard there? Javon Carter.
Javon Carter, yeah. That's
and then
easy.
and then Clint. I guess they're probably going to put him on Giannis. I mean, I'm not sure how that's going to go.
That's probably not going to go too well.
But I think Onyeka is going to play a pretty big role today. I think he's a guy that can guard Giannis pretty as well as anyone. If he can just stay out of foul trouble. I like him. I like him against Giannis as much as anyone on our team. So I think he's going to be important. And besides that, just containing the shooters, outside of Giannis, making sure none of their role players get hot, which is going to be pretty important for us.
Yeah, I'm looking at so we're predicted to lose tonight by 5, which I disagree with, but I mean I don't know, anything
I
can
can see
happen.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think like it's very possible we could come out slow, flat, and as Nate say, heavy legs. And we just come out here and get beat by 40. I don't think it's gonna happen, but there's a possibility. Um, just looking at first of all, I think it's important to point out Drew Holiday has been struggling so far this year on the offensive end. So I think if you can put DeJounte on him, put that size on him, take him out of it. I think you're talking about one of their offensive weapons that can get hot out of the game. Javon Carter is going to make some tough shots. Giannis is going to make tough shots. And Brook, I think you got to kind of sag off Brook, put your attention towards Bobby and Giannis, because those are the guys that can hurt you. And listen, I'm looking at their stats from last night, and everyone in that first unit shot really efficient. Um, Grayson Allen 60%, Javon Carter 5%. So, everyone except for really Drew Holiday. So, Grayson Allen actually might start tonight. I'm looking at their starters from last game. They might start Grayson Allen. They might go with Bobby at the 4. But if they don't, that's just another shooter in that lineup that we're gonna have to stay connected to. And if that's the case, I think um, I don't know if DeAndre would guard Grayson Allen. I think you can. Uh, it would almost seem like you want to put DeAndre on a more impactful player than just Grayson Allen. But hey, if Grayson Allen looks like he wants to get it going, then I think you got to put him on Grayson Allen. And then their bench, looks like Bud goes about 8 deep. So he plays Serge, Bobby, Jordan Noir, George Hill, 27 minutes. That's insane. I think I'm looking at their bench. Our bench can definitely outrun and outscore their bench. I think we have the advantage there. But listen, I think we're going to do really well tonight. And I'm just looking forward to it's an 8 o'clock start, so not a 7:30 start, so a little bit later start. I'm ready for the game. But in the event that we do come out flat, do you think that we are flat the whole game, or do you think we can turn around in the second half with a little bit more energy?
Definitely we can turn it around. It just depends on, if Nate's going to make adjustments, which I thought he did. He made some adjustments yesterday in the second half. I definitely think we can turn it around, but I can also see a game where we start out pretty bad and we just keep going down. We get down on ourselves and it turns into a 40-point blowout. So I can see it going both ways, but I'd hope that we can bounce back after a tough start if we have one.
Yeah, and listen, I agree. Milwaukee, whenever they pour it on you, it's just unbearable at times. They start hitting threes, and it's like, all right, we're not probably not going to win this game. But I do think that, listen, I think we're going to get up to a fast start. I think we're going to look good, and I'm excited for that because we're going to get some Milwaukee Bucks potential playoff matchup. Team that we're going to be battling with in the standings. Right
First
now.
seed on the line.
Yeah, it's like, I know it's early, but it's like, hey, now you're starting to really see the standings make its formation. You're starting to see, now you're 5, 6 games in the season. So now you're seeing, okay, the 4-1 team, the 4-0 team, the 2-3. So you're kind of seeing it, trying to form when we get to 10, 15, 20 games. Listen, teams down there, down at the 10th and the ninth seed, those are going to be really good teams. So we don't want to be those teams. That's why I like the fast start. I wish we would have got Charlotte so we can be 5-0, but we're 4-1 right now. And I think that we can get a win against Milwaukee. Not only will it get us experience for those type of teams, but I think it will also it will also help because it's always good to get. We've already gotten two against Eastern Conference team. We've gotten and then we'll be able to get one against a Eastern Conference team that's going to be at the top of the standing. So tiebreakers matter. You're looking at seedings. So just excited for tonight's game. I'm excited to see the matchup, and we're gonna have some tough matchups here coming up. Milwaukee, Toronto. And then you've got New York, and then you head back home, and it doesn't get any easier there. But listen, I think in the event of the game today, I think we're going to come out. I think we're going to hit them in the mouth early. Do I think we pull away early? I won't say that, but there's a possibility. But I think that we're going to control the momentum of the game. I think that's going to be mandatory for us to get the win. Now, if it's a tight game, it's going to come down to coaching. And I'm not liking the match. I'm not liking the odds with Bud against Nate. But we'll see. I think, like I said, I think we have the better team. They just have the better experience. But listen, it's gonna be a fun game tonight. Welcome to the stream, Beasley. Go Hawks, indeed. Go Hawks, indeed. Another thing, just looking around the NBA, I have nothing else to say really about the game. I think I'll touch on everything, but I do want your opinion, Matt. What do you think? But what's up, Rico? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. What's your thought on these 0-5 Lakers?
Yeah, I mean, I expected them to be pretty bad. Not this bad though. I think they need to make a trade pretty soon. If they're looking to compete, they need to either completely rebuild or they need to go trade Russ and some picks for, some of the trade offers we talked about, Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, or maybe getting Conley and Clarkson from Utah. They got to do something because they don't have their pick this year. They got to be in win now mode with AD and LeBron, their final years coming up. So yeah, I think they got to make a move. This team is not going to make the playoffs as is, so they got to do something.
Yeah, and I was wondering, is it worth moving Anthony Davis this year if you can get? I think that you can convince Boston to give you Jaylen Brown. Now will Jaylen Brown stay in LA? I don't think so. Jaylen Brown does not like Los Angeles. He's been vocal about that, but I think he might play there his last 1.5 years. I think if you can swap AD for Jaylen Brown, I think that's really good next to LeBron. I think if you can trade Russ for some shooters, I think you got something special there. But yeah, it's I would like to see them trade all three of their key guys, go out there, get a whole bunch of draft capital, go out there and get young players, but they don't have a draft pick this year. And they're right now at this rate, they're going to be a lottery team. They are probably going to their pick maybe in the top 6. So it's and this draft is deep. This draft is really, really good. And it's if I'm going to miss out on this draft, I'm going to miss out on this draft because we're in the second, third round of the playoffs. But quite frankly, we want to win a championship, right? Speaking from the Lakers perspective, and it's I don't know. And Beasley goes, well, we can use Westbrook off the bench, but not his salary. Listen, if Russ gets bought out and he's willing to come here for a minimum contract, I don't, I would probably bring him in, but that shooting off the bench would be just as good as Justin Holiday shooting the ball. But yeah, like I said, the Lakers, the Pelicans were super, super smart. I love David Griffin in that front office. Tragan Langdon. They were super, super smart. What they did was deferred every pick that they had from the Lakers up until these most recent years. And now they have a 2023 unprotected pick via the Lakers, and they're going to get that pick no matter what. And that pick's probably going to be the 5th overall pick. And then, they're going to get another, and then they have the ability to swap the picks next year. And then they have another first round pick of them unprotected in 2025. So they're in a lot of mess, and to me, one championship was not worth that. I think at the time you can say, hey, one championship is worth that. But to me, I want sustainability. I'm a sustainable type guy where we want to be winning constantly, year on top of year on top of year, and they are not able to do that. And that's why you got to make sure that the roster that you have, before you make a trade, it's all right, is this going to hurt us? Now you're basically down to your 2 last picks and one big expiring contract to save your season. And they're just in a lot of trouble. They're in a lot of trouble. But What are your thoughts on some other? There's not gonna be a long live stream, by the way, guys. But what are your thoughts on some other teams around the East and who are some surprising teams in the West that you think are going to be really, really good?
In the East, just looking at the standings here, obviously Miami, Philly have struggled, but I'd say the most surprising probably has got to be Brooklyn. I knew they weren't going to be, too good, but what are they 1-4? I mean, I expected them to win more games than that. I still think they obviously can rebound from a rough start, but it's not looking too good over there. In the West, I think it's just the same guys, same teams. Memphis, Phoenix, the Warriors. I think, yeah, those look pretty good. I know the Jazz and Spurs have started better than normal, but I think that'll come down, you know. But yeah, that's what most thoughts I have.
Yeah, I was very, very shocked to see the Spurs get off to a fast start. I thought um, I know Danny Ainge can't be happy. He's like Will Hardy. You're winning too many games. For 3 or 4 games are a little bit too much. I want Victor Wembanyama, but I think whoever gets that kid is. I think that takes you at least 2 tiers up from wherever you are. Um, it'd be great. It would be great, but scary if they said playoff teams could potentially get a lottery pick. That would be something like if somehow the Hawks landed with the second overall pick, like that would be something. Beasley goes, this is a big game for the Hawks. I want to see that lineup. Can I want to see what lineup can do and yeah, I think you won't see a lineup with Trey and DeJounte off the floor at the same time until Bogey gets back. But when they do get back, I think you'll see Aaron Holiday, Bogey, AJ Griffin, Jalen Johnson, and Onyeka Okongwu, and I think that's perfect. A lot of shooting, a lot of playmaking, a lot of defense, in my opinion. I think Bogey can be one of the better defenders on the team with a healthy knee. I think he has a bad rap of not being a good defender. But you got to remember, he was doing really good on offense, but had a knee injury, had to have knee surgery. So I think that I think that Bogey can come back and be one of the better defenders on the team. AJ Griffin was solid. I thought that those weren't fouls last night. I thought, really petty. He was just trying to be active. I saw him out there. He was trying to be active, and the refs was just calling everything, every little tit for tat foul. But hopefully the officiating will be better than I don't think it will be because we're in Milwaukee, going against Giannis, and the officiating probably going to be awful tonight. But I think that we're gonna really come out and when we win this game, I think teams are really going to look and say, you know what? All right, Atlanta's for real because now, all you see is teams saying, well, you're not playing good teams. You're not playing good teams. It's like, all right, well, I don't want to see you drop a random game to Orlando on Tuesday night, and you all end up dropping a game like Philadelphia. Like I saw some Sixers fans have the nerve to say, well, Atlanta has easy schedules. Like y'all lost to San Antonio. I don't want to hear y'all lost to San Antonio. You're losing to these teams. So I'm glad that the Hawks got an easy start. They had to repay the Hawks for what they did last season. Last season was brutal. You start out on the West Coast against Phoenix and Denver and Utah and those teams. So I'm really happy about our 4-1 start, and then hopefully we can get the hopefully we can get the 5-1. After every win, I'm looking, all right, what more wins can we get? Can we get the 5-1, 6-1, 7-1? But being realistic in there is very, very hard because if you want to ask me, with every bit of biasing, I think we can go 81-1 this year. But again, I'm excited for the game tonight. Any last remarks, Matt?
Not really. Just go Hawks. Hopefully, it's a good game. I think we'll get it done, but we'll see. It should be a fun one.
For sure. I want to thank all y'all for tuning in. Since it wasn't that many, I can go through it. Beasley, Rico, and Joe. Really good to see you guys. And then for the rewatchers, thank you for also tuning in. Depending on the situation, I will probably be on again after the game. Post game, I'm on another channel. But after that, I will probably be on. If Matt is open to joining again, then you'll see him again. If not, then you'll probably see the other Matt. We're gonna have to figure out something with that because that is gonna be something. Matt G is easier said than done. Calling you that, it's easier to just call you Matt, but
you can just call me Matthew. Call him Matt.
Okay. Yeah, that's it's the same thing. It's like, all right, you're both like your nicknames are Matt, but then you're both, both your names are Matthew, and it's like,
yeah.
But anyways, I will see you guys next stream. Thank you all for so much for tuning in, and it was fun. And thank you, Matt, for joining. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Y'all have a good one.